Hi everyone, my name is Sandeep Kaur. Today I'll be presenting my paper titled Cognitive Performance and Attention as a Function of Multilingualism and Language Structure. The study explores how multilingualism, particularly the age of language acquisition and the structural relationship between the language we know, shapes two important aspects of cognition: inhibitory control and attention. Now, multilingualism, as we know, is not just about speaking more than one language. It's complex, it's dynamic, and it has intrigued researchers across linguistics, psychology, and cognitive neuroscience. While it is widely believed that being multilingual enhances executive functions, the evidence so far has been mixed findings. Some studies show clear cognitive advantages while others find none. So what explain these inconsistent findings? One reason is that multilingualism is often treated as a single category, as if all multilinguals are the same. But in reality, there is enormous variability in what people acquire. I mean, when people acquire their languages, how frequently they use them, and how structurally different or similar those languages are. So, the present study took into account two such factors. The first one is age of acquisition, and the other one is typological differences. A growing body of evidence indicates that the age at which the languages are acquired plays a crucial role in shaping executive control. Studies consistently show that early acquisition enhances cognitive performance. For instance, Kappa and Colombo, they found faster reaction times among early bilinguals. Cauchy, she also reported better interference suppression and more efficient brain networks in simultaneous bilinguals. And other researchers also observed the early acquisition was linked to smaller interference effects and improved conflict resolution. So collectively, these findings suggest that early acquisition of multiple linguistic systems may strengthen executive control mechanisms. You can think of it like this. When a child learns two or more languages simultaneously, the brain is constantly managing, switching, and inhibiting. That early continuous practice may be what sharpens these control systems over time. Now, another experiential factors that we look into was typological differences. So what exactly is typological difference? It is a structural difference between language the languages spoken, such as differences in syntax, word order, or morphology. Researchers in this area has produced mixed findings as well. Some studies report that greater language similarity enhances executive control, while others suggest the opposite. These inconsistencies underscore how important it is to define and measure typological distance carefully, instead of just broadly labeling language pairs as similar and dissimilar. We need to specify what is similar and what is different, whether it's syntax, whether it's word order or script. Hence, building on these insights, our present study took into account two factors: age of acquisition, which is either simultaneous or sequential, and typological differences, which is either similar or different. The main objectives were to explore how these two factors influence inhibitory control and attention. Based on previous studies, we hypothesized that simultaneous multilinguals would show better performance in both inhibitory control and attention than sequential multilinguals. Given the mixed findings on typological differences, we did not predict a specific direction, but we expected that multilingual speaking languages with different word orders would differ in inhibition and attention compared to those speaking structurally similar languages. We also explored the combined influence of these two factors, expecting that the impact of simultaneous versus sequential acquisition may vary depending on word order, similarity of the language spoken. We employed 2 into 2 between subject randomized experimental design to investigate the effects of age of acquisition and word order. A total of 99 participants from the Central University of Punjab took part in the study. All were masters or PhD students and proficient in their respective languages. Participants were divided into 4 groups. Group 1, simultaneous multilinguals with same word order. It was those who exposed to 2 or more languages before the age of 3, with all languages sharing the same word order. Then the group second was simultaneous multilinguals with different word order. Then sequential multilinguals with same word order, those who learned additional languages after the age of 3, and sequential multilinguals with different word orders. So to assess participants' inhibition, the Stroop Color and word test by Golden was used. The test comprises 3 pages. The first page is known as word page, in which participants are supposed to read color names printed in black ink. In second page, which is known as color page, in which participants named the ink color of characters. And in the third page, which is known as color word page, this is the incongruent situation where participants were supposed to name the ink color of incongruent color words, and each page was timed for 45 seconds, and the raw scores were recorded and then converted into T scores by matching them against age and education predicted scores using tables in the test manuals by Golden, and higher T scores indicated better inhibitory control. For attention task, although it wasn't a standardized paradigm for attention, we designed it by using OpenSesame. Participants, they viewed a target word for 180 milliseconds, and it was then followed by a 500 milliseconds of interval, and then selected the matching, and then participants selected the matching word from 4 orthographically similar options. 20 trials were conducted, and attention was measured using accuracy and reaction time. This is the figure that illustrates how the attention task was implemented. We performed a two-way MANOVA to examine the effects of age of acquisition and word order on the combined dependent variables. We found significant main effect of age of acquisition as well as significant interaction effect. Because we hadn't initially controlled for the number of languages known, we then conducted separate ANCOVA controlling for this factor as well. The overall pattern remained consistent. For inhibition, significant main effect of age of acquisition was observed, along with the significant interaction effect. For attention, only the main effect of the word order was significant, indicating faster responses for participant managing languages with different word orders. So the study confirmed that the age at which multiple languages are acquired significantly impacts inhibitory control, with simultaneous multilinguals demonstrating stronger cognitive performance than sequential multilinguals. This supports the hypothesis that simultaneous multilinguals benefit from continuous engagement in regulating multiple active language systems, which involves frequent inhibition of non-target language and attention to task-relevant cues. Uh, Along with this, neuroimaging evidence also suggests that simultaneous multilinguals exhibit increased functional connectivity between language and cognitive control regions, whereas sequential multilinguals rely more on circuits associated with behavioral control. In addition, participants managing languages with different word order demonstrated better inhibitory control compared to those with similar structures. This highlights the role of syntactic differences in enhancing executive functions. Managing languages with distinct word orders imposes greater monitoring and control demands, requiring continuous selection and inhibition of competing grammatical rules, and this in turn strengthens executive control. These results align with finding in biscriptural uh, bilinguals, with Perowick's work showing that speakers of typological distinct languages perform better on executive tasks, likely because they manage greater lexical, phonological, and grammatical variation. So, in conclusion, the present study demonstrated that both age of multilingual acquisition and structural characteristics of languages significantly influences inhibitory control. Simultaneous multilinguals, particularly those exposed early to languages with different word order, exhibited enhanced cognitive performance. But of course, the study is not without its limitations. So first, the sample size was relatively modest, which may restrict generalizability. Future research should include larger and more diverse participants. Second, although we statistically control for the number of languages known, the linguistic background and proficiency levels were not fully accounted for. Future investigation should systematically control for both a number and the type of languages to better understand their influence on cognitive performance. Additionally, using computerized paradigms such as digital Stroop versions could yield more precise reaction time measures, providing richer insights into dynamics of inhibitory control. So these are the references, and so that was all about my paper. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to take them. Thank you so much again.